Now let's look at a way to create a chamfer toolpath around this boss here. The way you do that is by using the Contour Toolpath. And I notice that as I'm creating this toolpath, our insertion arrow is still up here. So once we're done, we'll move this toolpath to the bottom to make sure it happens after all the other toolpaths. So back in my chaining dialog for Contour, I'm going to select this chain right here, which we'll do clockwise just like we did before. And under the tool, we actually have some other tools up here, and one of them is tool number 2, which was an engraving tool. And if we wanted to, we could just right click and choose Edit Tool. You'll see that it can be used as a chamfer mill. So for the comment, I'm going to choose chamfer. And for the cut parameters, at this point, this is still a traditional contour toolpath. However, under the contour type, you can choose other options. For example, an oscillate, which is beyond the scope of this course, but it's used if you were doing some trimming and you didn't want to have an uneven wear in the tool. You can oscillate up and down. And we also have chamfer. And with the chamfer tool, we can now choose the chamfer width and the bottom offset. So for the chamfer width, I'm going to do 20 thousandths. And for the bottom offset, I'm going to do 50 thousandths. I'm going to make sure the stock to leave in the walls is adjusted back to 0. And again, I remembered this from the previous toolpath. And let's click OK. So if we investigate this toolpath by backplotting it, we can see our chamfer mill, or actually we can see our engraving tool. And it leads in. And you can see the whole time it's creating a chamfer using just the parameters of that chamfer toolpath. So this is one method for creating a chamfer on your part. Notice you don't need a chamfer in the model. In fact, sometimes it's easier not to have the chamfer in the model. That's why we often see users go into model prep and remove fillets and so forth, so they can machine those features afterwards. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at other options for creating chamfers.